up, everyone? We're back with another episode of the JDA show, episode 24, coming at you on November 7th, around 6 o'clock. So, no Andy this weekend. He decided to flee the state. So we got Phil and Gifford here. Phil and Peter here to take in for him. What's going on, guys?
What up, everybody?
How's it going?
So
JDP show in the house.
Yeah, my favorite Gifford. I'd be fine just with rolling with you from.
That's
it,
Andy. You're gone.
Yeah, I think Andy's got a foot out the door anyway, so I'd be surprised if he's still with us by episode 30. All right, so yeah, we're pretty much going to talk about the same stuff we've been talking about. We're going to do some trivia at the end, sports trivia. It's going to be Jesse versus Peter. I think I'm just going to name the segment "Stump the Molin." That way, I can have that'll be the episode name. I've been getting criticized a lot for these episode names by my co-hosts, so I think I'm going to look for a name for you. I'm going to look for you to give a name by the end of the episode.
All right,
if you
that's
don't
fine.
want that.
No, I'm totally fine with it.
But yeah, all right. Let's start off by talking about what happened with the Patriots this past Sunday against Buffalo. Looked like they were going to go down the field and at least force overtime, and Cam Newton arguably fumbles the season away.
Ugh.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah, you say fumble the season away, and I even said it that it was over when it happened.
I know you're going to go back on that too, and now you're going to say that there is a chance that they're going to win.
I'll give them one chance, and that's if they
God.
rifle off 3 in a row and get to 5-5.
They still got a hard schedule ahead.
I know, but let them win 3 in a row, get to 5-5, and we'll talk. But if they lose just one more before they win 3 games and get 5 wins, then I'll...
You know who they're playing after the Jets, right?
What is it? Kansas City?
Baltimore.
Then,
That's and I think they might be on the road too.
Baltimore will probably run for. You saw what the Niners did to us. Baltimore will run for 400.
I think the last 2 games we've given up 370 yards on the ground. We're almost getting up 200 rushing yards a game.
That's terrible.
That's so not like a team of ours.
I touched on this a couple episodes again. You can't. It's such a horrible product to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Your offense can't move the ball down the field. It's beyond frustrating.
Yep.
I remember getting annoyed when we had Brady, and when they would be running the ball too much, I'd be like, God, this is fucking annoying. Just air it out.
There was the first drive of the game last week? It was 3rd and 11. They were at like the 50-yard line.
And they ran it.
They run it.
Ran a draw up the middle or something.
Yeah, the thing is,
for
like,
2 yards.
with the Patriots offense right now, there's no room for error. Like, if they get a offensive penalty, whether it's false start, holding, and they get pushed back, the drive's done. Like, they're not good enough to be able to make up for those lost yards. But yeah, I think that the season is over, and it's not so much because I don't think they can catch Buffalo. Like, I think it is possible if you look at Buffalo's schedule, but I just think the talent on the roster is just so bad.
It's depleted.
The run defense is horrible, and you just have no young guys on the fucking defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And Chase
Young?
No,
Vinovich.
Yeah.
Have you heard about how his play time is? He played 5 snaps last week, and it goes back to the San Francisco game where he hit Jimmy G going out of bounds late. And then on the sideline, he was kind of arguing with Belichick about it.
Boy.
Yeah.
And
He hasn't played much
nope.
since.
And then he goes on 98.5 and does interviews every week. And he was like, this week, he's like, yeah, they're asking about his playtime. He's like, yeah, sometimes I really just don't understand what the game plan is.
That's not what you want to be saying when you're playing for Bill Belichick.
I don't know. I think the kid I think he's a decent player, but
I think he's pretty good.
I think it's that long hair. He just thinks he's way better than he is.
Nah, relax. But going back to that Buffalo statement and them being potentially caught, and rather than what we're gonna do, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. What do they have? 3 wins on us right now? They're 5-3.
They're 5-3. Yeah.
No, 6-2.
They're 6-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how are you gonna make up 4 wins on Buffalo
I'm
down the stretch?
gonna go over their schedule real quick.
Sure.
It's at.
Pull it up, because you got to think the AFC's pretty good this year, so those wild cards are probably out of reach.
Can you imagine if there was? Yeah, I think the wild card's out of reach.
Because, I mean, you've got... I don't know.
Well, no, but just think about it.
Yeah, either Indy or Tennessee out of that conference.
And Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And there's one left.
Yeah, and
And
then
you
there's
probably
still the Raiders in the picture, so...
Yeah.
There's already a few teams ahead of them already.
6-2. No chance we're making that up.
I think right now, if the season was to end, we'd have like the 9th or 10th draft pick. So, would you guys want to see them take the thing is, I think they said there's like 3 good quarterbacks that are going to be coming out.
Draft a quarterback if
And
they're that good. Like if I wouldn't mind getting a quarterback in free agency if the quarterbacks out of the draft aren't like some spectacular players from college that look like they could actually do something in the league. But
is it still an option based on how bad Cam has played this year and how much Belichick likes Cam, that Belichick brings him back?
Yeah, because nobody else
is going to want him.
That is definitely I didn't really think
Cam
of it like that.
the quarterback going forward? Like
I'm going to lock it in this episode. Next season, the Patriots' starting quarterback is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. That's heating up this week, too. Wow. It seems like he's on the outs there.
Well, he's hurt again, so...
I think that... I've said this before. The 49ers fucked up not going for Brady in the offseason. They had a great roster, and now... this is like the 3rd time he's gotten hurt this year, and now
he's done for I think the year.
I originally thought Nick Mullins wasn't that bad. He sucks.
Yeah,
watching that Thursday night game, like he's really bad.
That offense was struggling big time.
So this is the Buffalo's season the rest of the way. So they got Seattle tomorrow, Arizona, bye, Chargers, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, Denver on the road. Patriots, Dolphins. That's a tough schedule.
I thought in my head that could be like 4 or 5 losses right there.
Yeah,
so.
And that would bring them to 9-7. So it's
not impossible. With the Pats making up, they're 2-5 now. The Pats.
Like I said, it's not the path to get there. It's just the team in general. But a lot of people said that they liked what they saw from the offense in the second half this past week. I liked that they were moving the ball up the field. That was a good sign.
Cam actually was playing. Cam actually put together like his 2nd or 3rd best game in the uniform. I know that's not saying much, but it was a solid game until that turnover. I mean, solid is relative, but what do you think? He played bad?
No, I don't think he played bad. I thought he played good in the second half.
Yeah, I'll just say I was happy with the way he played. I would be fine with that if we got that every week going forward. Because I think if you just minimize those little errors and maybe the defense can fucking grow a sack, team can maybe get some wins.
So you think they don't... What was the final score to that game? Do you remember?
It was 24-20?
20, yeah.
I think.
You think they don't turn the ball over there and they go score?
Or no, it was a 3-point
game.
24-21.
So say they kick the field goal.
Yeah.
24 points. That's fine if the offense is putting up 24 points.
Yeah, sure.
The defense just has to be bend but don't break.
Yep.
Which is like what we saw the defense do against Kansas City.
Yeah.
They stood up to them in the red zone and they forced field goals.
This defense, it's not as good as it's been in the past. They gotta, to be in games though, I think they have to force a turnover or 2, per game against a good team. Because you saw them force I think they picked off Mahomes at least once in that game, right?
Yes.
And I remember they dropped a few other balls. Or there was a fumble maybe too. But you got to force turnovers.
They picked Allen off, I want to say, at least once on Sunday. But also, you can't be going for onside kicks. What the fuck was that all about?
You hear Bill on EI talk. I know you don't listen to EI anymore.
No, I listen in for the radio, the interview.
For the interview. Yeah. So, he kind of just was like, yeah, I thought it gave us a good chance to get the ball back, this and that. He didn't really... He just was kind of
Did he admit that it was a bad decision?
No, he didn't. I think they even asked if he regretted it, and he didn't. He said no.
Wow.
He's just been irking me a little bit that he's not more accountable for where they're at right now. And I know we got into that big argument over text during the week about his quotes.
Was it a big argument?
It was pretty bad.
Maybe just a little discussion.
It would have been better if we had it on the air and not over text, which is my fault. But I think one of the questions that OMF asked him is where the team is at right now, roster-wise, have anything to do with lack of draft picks? And he just said, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you, Bill, yes. The reason the roster is so shitty right now and has no young guys is because he hasn't fucking drafted anybody good since fucking 2013.
Sony Michel over Nick Chubb.
Drafted Joe Tooney. And
that was a good pick. But I know you said because they're the only team that hasn't drafted a Pro Bowler since 2013 other than Cincinnati. But you said that Tooney's second team All-Pro or something.
I just saw he was an All-Pro. I didn't know second team.
I don't know if that's better than making the Pro Bowl.
I'd say All-Pro is better than the Pro Bowl.
I just because I'm saying I said second team just because I don't know how many guards make the Pro Bowl. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know if there even is second team All-Pro.
He definitely was second team.
they have tiers of teams.
That's what it said on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, you looked it up. All right.
After you
what
said
are we
it.
talking about?
Well, I don't know. You were questioning me, so I just confirmed it. But no, I don't know. I just think
Sure, he's underperformed in the second half of the dynasty when
Correct.
it comes to drafting.
I think if you
Other than when he was drafting Gronk and Hernandez and stuff.
I think if you summed up all 20 years, he's been a good drafter. But I'm just saying,
like a B plus draft.
I'm just saying, over the last 7, 8 years, it's been really bad.
Yeah, mediocre at best.
From fucking taking that like militia kicker in the 5th round and him getting cut, and I want to say after that pick, 7 receivers. Obviously, this team needs receivers. Got picked after him. Every single one of them made an NFL roster.
Yeah.
So it's like you make that draft pick, one of those guys, they're fucking on the team right now.
Yeah, Speaking of receivers, you see the Pats just went out and acquired 2 receivers, I believe.
Yeah, they got
a guy from Moncrief
Moncrief.
And then somebody from Miami, right?
Yeah, Isaiah
Ford.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
I heard Tommy Curtin talking about it on the radio, and he says he's like, he's not the fastest, he doesn't have the best hands, but he's the smartest receiver in Miami. He's like, that's what everyone will tell you. He's the smartest receiver.
I'm not sure if I want that. I mean, you need somebody who's still going to make the play.
Yeah, and Moncrief is he's an established guy, but like he's not.
Did they sign him to the practice squad or to
No, I think he's on the roster.
I was listening to the radio that Tuesday with the trade deadline, and like breaking news came over, and he was like, "Oh, the Patriots have made a move, like they're buyers," and I'm like. And then they said it's for a receiver, and I'm thinking like, oh man. And then they say that dude, and I'm like, who the fuck is he?
Yeah, he's
what does he
have
have,
on
like,
the Colts. Like,
I think he was like a 7th round draft pick.
Yeah, I mean he's got some decent seasons under his belt.
There's people
who
say he has potential, but probably nothing.
It irks me more that I think they should have sold some guys off at the deadline and got some picks. And I think Gilmore should have been out of here, and they should have got a 2nd round pick for him. I know the asking price was a 1st and a player, which I understand that if that's like your initial asking price, but you're going to have to budge a little bit. And I think Tooney should have gotten traded too.
Yeah.
Like, he's a guy that's going to be gone. He's on the last year
of
of his
his contract.
contract.
A real plethora of picks if you traded Tooney and Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
I don't put it past Bill that he got pissed off with Gilmore putting his house up on the market and saying we need all offers in on the house.
So he kept him?
And Bill's like, oh, you want to leave, don't you? And he's just going to make him fucking rot the rest of the season.
If there was a good trade, he would have pulled it. That he's not fucking holding vengeance over that.
I mean, I think Belichick could be a pretty petty guy.
I'm sure, but I don't think he's going to jeopardize the best for the team, you know?
You sure, though?
That's what he always says.
Why did
I'm
Malcolm
do
Butler
what's
play in the
best for
Super
team.
Bowl then? there's no
point.
like response to that though. Just
he thought that his attitude wasn't best for the team that day. No,
yeah, I think one of the rumors is that he got
I'll
into
never
a
get
fight
over
with, that he got into a fight with Steven
Yeah,
Belichick.
yeah.
The rumor that I've heard that, and this is from Reddit, so take it as you want. But
rabbit hole.
Apparently he was smoking weed, Malcolm Butler, in the locker room, or not locker room, in his hotel room.
Oh, he was
in his
smoking
hotel
weed in the
room.
locker room.
And he had some like chick in his room and they weren't supposed to have guests because it was the night before the game.
Yeah.
And Steven Belichick went in and it got physical, and Malcolm Butler like pushed him into the wall, and Belichick fucking benched him. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it's worth thinking about.
Fuck you, Steve Belichick. Then that's his problem. That's his fault.
Right?
It does irk me a little bit seeing just how bad the run defense is, and just Bill's stupid fucking son standing over there on the sideline.
Come on, he's whatever.
Mayo should be the guy making the fucking play calls on defense. But do you think the Jets have any chance this weekend?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Sam Darnold
It's going to
is
be
out.
Flacco.
Even if Darnold was there, no. The Pats will play angry. The Jets are arguably the worst team in the league.
Yep.
Is there any chance Patriots are really trying to tank? Because if you were, you could purposely lose this game, and you still play the Jets one more time, then you could purposely lose that game too, and then they would have the tiebreaker over you, so you would finish lower than them.
I think if you're going to lose a game to the Jets on purpose, it's going to be too clear and obvious, and then you're going to get fined for it or something.
I don't even know if you could lose on purpose to the Jets.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
that
That's what I'm
bad.
saying. Like, they're
you're
so
right.
bad that you would really have to be doing some obvious shit.
Yeah, it would be really obvious. So, looking at the future, if there's any quarterback that you could have next year on the Patriots, who would it be? Like, realistically. Like, obviously you can't say, like, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
I know last episode you threw out guys' names like Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I think Garoppolo's on the table. I don't know how much longer Matthew Stafford's going to stay there in Detroit, and I think they kind of fucked up not taking Tua. Wherever I think they were at like 3 or 4 last year. They should. And I have nothing against Matthew Stafford.
No, I mean I'm sure maybe he probably loves Detroit, but part of him's got to be a little annoyed. Like they've had him and Megatron for this whole stretch, and they just never put together a playoff team around him. Like it gets old like after a while.
Almost like a middle of the pack team his entire time there.
Yeah, that would be my number one choice if I got what I wanted. Matthew Stafford would be our quarterback, just because. I don't know. I really have always liked Matthew Stafford.
Stafford or Garoppolo?
Stafford, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see Garoppolo, honestly.
I think it'd be a nice storyline for him to come back, but it's the injuries that make me worried with him.
I don't really think he's all that good, to be honest. If I'm being,
I think that
blunt.
Belichick can bring the best out of him, though.
Maybe. I mean, what are you going off of those 2 games that he started for us? 2.5 games? Because like
it wasn't even
he has
that.
Not,
it was like a game and a quarter when he went down.
He has really not looked good in San Francisco. I know he had that hot start where they went undefeated for like 5-6 games, but I mean, we tune into him a lot, and like he's taking sacks too often. He's throwing bad balls. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't think he's all that good. Like, I would definitely put him in the bottom 15 quarterbacks in the league. I think the top 15.
I think the perfect situation for next year that would be to get a guy like that that's
sure.
like middle of the pack, and
Instead
then
draft
and draft somebody and let them develop for a year or two, unless they're like a first round.
If we pick up
a
guy, if we pick up a guy like one of them, I'm fine with waiting a year or so.
If the right quarterback's not there to draft.
Yeah, sure. Like, I don't want to force. If we have a first round pick in the top 20 picks, like, and we go and acquire a quarterback, I wouldn't want.
Don't want
to
reach
pick
for a quarterback if he's not there.
Maybe take one at the end of the draft, but
even though Belichick's been known to reach for guys like this, Division II safety that they took, Duggar.
I haven't really.
I mean, he's
I've
all
watched
right.
the games. I just haven't heard. I haven't heard that he's a bust.
No, I mean, I think he's okay, but I mean, if you're going to trade down into the second round, can you not take a D2 safety, especially when we had Chung, McCourty, this guy Adrian Phillips that we brought in, who's actually been pretty solid.
Yeah, Phillips is pretty good.
I guess they've said that the Patriots really are playing like little to no linebackers out there. And so they're putting Adrian Phillips up there, who's a safety. And
he's putting a lot of secondary
guys. He's just getting killed up there. Like, he's working hard, but he's so much smaller than everybody.
We don't have a lot of linebackers. We're missing Hightower. And
I think Bentley's like the best linebacker.
Yeah, our linebacking core is trash.
Really
There's no way around that.
Yeah.
All right, let's transition into some around the NFL talk. You guys got any like best and worst moments from week 8, right? Week 8?
Week 8. Let's see here.
No, you don't?
No, that's the one thing I didn't have anything for. I usually let you start that off.
I'll start off. I thought, so I don't know how, I didn't see a lot of the Dolphins-Rams game, but Miami and Tua going to get the win in his first career start.
Miami is looking good.
They're playing Arizona tomorrow. If they can somehow pull that off, I mean, I think you have to consider them as a contender to make the playoffs as one of those wild card teams at 5-3.
Wouldn't they be 6-3 with a win?
I think they're 4-3 right now. I could be wrong because I think
they might have had a bye or a COVID game.
I think they did have a bye 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah, that was one of my best moments. And then I also had Joe Burrow going to get that win over Tennessee. I know Jesse's probably a little salty about that.
I needed Tennessee in my parlay. My survival pool. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit, but whatever. Yeah, that was my worst moment of the week, was Tennessee blowing that game. Tennessee, pretenders. I wish Andy was here so I could shit on Tannehill in front of him.
Didn't he say
he loves Tennessee and Tannehill. He's always talking him up as this fucking top 5, top 10 quarterback, whatever he says.
Yeah. Their ceiling is limited with him at quarterback, in my opinion. I think Mike Vrabel's a good coach, but I don't know how far they're going to be able to get with him. I don't see them going on a deep playoff run at all. I could see them getting bounced in the first round. Like, they'll be a wild card team, in my opinion, but they're not going to win a game on the road.
I guess my best moment from week 8 would be that. It's not really a moment, but that Pittsburgh and Baltimore game. That was a solid game. Pittsburgh holds on to stay undefeated. Kind of cool.
That's what I had, too. That was a solid game.
Yeah, it was a great game. It came down to the wire.
Yep.
I love Pittsburgh this year. I think they're potentially going to represent the AFC.
Mike Tomlin, Coach of the Year.
Yeah. He's got a good case for it so far.
Pittsburgh's next few games are pretty easy, too. Like, there's a really good chance they're going to be sitting at 10-0.
Really?
Going into... I think they play Baltimore on Thanksgiving night, so there's a good chance they're going to be undefeated going against Baltimore on Thanksgiving. Both those teams in that division, they're both. Baltimore, you got to see Lamar Jackson doing the playoffs. He's
Yeah,
still
he
been
didn't have
struggling.
a good game last
Yeah, I feel
night.
like they're kind of like Tennessee, where they just have a ceiling. Just not even that Jackson's not good enough to do it. They just, when you can't throw the ball like super consistently, you have a ceiling, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of my worst moments was just Nick Foles. He once again, like, this guy keeps getting lucky and keeps getting these jobs, starting jobs, and gets chance after chance, and he
just
just
shows that he's a
can't.
backup.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's a backup
He's a
quarterback.
backup QB.
And just
won a Super Bowl.
beat the Patriots.
Beat the Patriots.
He's just
That
he's a
starting
career
job
backup.
should-
He's not. Yeah,
That needs to go back to Trubisky, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that move, honestly, because they were, mind you, they were like 3-1 or 3-0 with Trubisky.
Yeah, they were undefeated with him. I
Um,
think it was 3-0.
so I don't know. Trubisky is what he is, but I think you get more of a higher ceiling with Trubisky, and maybe he's motivated now because they went back to Foles.
Right.
You know, he wants to show that he was worth the draft pick they took him at over all those quarterbacks. I mean, he has, what is this, his third year now?
Who?
Yeah.
Trubisky?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
at
got
least.
one good season under his belt, one shit season. So
Yeah.
I think you should let him ride a little longer.
If he becomes available next season, and so is Sam Darnold, who would you rather have the Patriots bring in to take a flyer on? Darnold or him? I'll take Darnold. I think Darnold has been kind of given the shit end of the stick, having to play.
Yeah, that team
coach
sucks.
play under that
Damn coach
idiot
sucks.
coach.
He's a little injury prone though, and I don't think of him as this tough guy. I'd probably take Trubisky by a slight edge, but it's a pick 'em.
Yeah, I'm probably taking Trubisky, too.
Then another worst moment I have is the Chargers once again losing a close game to the
yeah.
Broncos.
They reminded me
Another
of
one.
last year's Lions. They're good. It's a good team. Like they can beat anybody any given Sunday. Yeah, that is a worst moment. I really like
Herbert.
I fucking hate Drew.
You don't
Lock,
like
by the
Herbert?
way.
No, I said I really like
Oh.
Herbert. Yeah.
Drew Lock's like dancing or
Ugh,
he sucks.
I
dude.
hate Drew
I
Lock.
can't stand
Yeah,
watching
he's
that
doing
guy
that
on the
stupid
TV.
dancing. Ugh.
Like,
You got anything else, Peter? Best and worst, or
just my
pretty
worst was obviously the Patriots.
Yeah, I really thought
Cam Newton fumble, that just broke my
Yeah.
Sunday heart.
Yeah, that was the
that
worst.
sucked the
by
air
far.
out of the room when that
Yeah.
happened. It just like was watching the
I
season.
was so ready for them to win it on that drive. I was like, here we
Even
go.
a field
Yeah.
goal, you're going into overtime,
Yeah,
and
right.
anything happens.
3-4 would have been.
It would have been much
fine.
more manageable.
Going against the Jets and your 500 football team,
Exactly.
and now you're
That was a must-win game.
Now you're.
and against Buffalo too, where
Will you get a win on them?
at
Knock
the
them
very
down a
best
peg?
you're splitting the head-to-head with them.
Right.
So what do you think about this Bucks Saints game coming up tomorrow night? That's a game I'm really excited
It's
to
a great
see.
game.
I'm sure everyone's going to be thinking that the Bucks are going to come in and kind of stomp them around a bit, just because the Saints have
Antonio
looked
Brown.
Saints have looked average kind of lately. I know they've gotten their wins, but the Bucks have looked really solid. Obviously, it's going to be a great game. I actually think the Saints might be able to steal it and go 2-0 on the Bucks, which would be something. But I don't know.
I
High
got Bucks
scoring.
winning 27-21.
Yeah,
Okay. So they would cover. Yeah, I think that the Bucks are going to win tomorrow night. I think they're going to go get that loss back and split the season series. But this is the Bucks' biggest game of the season. I think this is really. If they can go out and win tomorrow night, it's really gonna
show that they're the
legit,
dogs
like really
of the league.
legit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Antonio Brown's going to be playing too.
More likely to get a touchdown tomorrow, AB or Gronk.
AB.
AB, huh?
Gronk.
Gronk.
AB gets one.
Give me Gronk. What are
AB
those?
gets one, no doubt.
Yeah?
In my opinion, yes.
Do you think he just make sure he
He's
finds
been
him?
living with Brady.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's just a little weird.
It is weird.
This dude is arguably a sexual predator, and you're bringing him around
All right,
your
what
wife
house-
and your like kids. I'm sorry.
What
I know
house
it's
is
a
it?
huge house.
What
but
house is it? Isn't Brady renting?
It's Derek Jeter's mansion
Derek
that he's
Jeter's, yeah,
renting.
okay.
Right, on the
Yeah,
water.
they probably.
So
like,
I
it's
hope-
probably so big that AB wouldn't have to see any of
Right.
them all day, but
right.
like still.
Still.
Imagine when Brady moved them in, they had a line across the house, and he said, Giselle says you can't cross this line. You're not allowed on this side of the house.
Jeez, man.
And did you see that the Zoom press conference AB had when they were introducing him and he was wearing a TB12 hat?
Was he?
Oh boy.
I just feel like Brady's totally
Mind-fucking
using him for his fucking brand. To be like, yes,
he's,
look at.
he's being a good guy, letting him stay with him. Probably the reason is to keep him out of trouble.
I think it's just the reason is because Brady thinks he's good and wants
I mean-
him. If AB sucked, if it was some loser wide receiver, Brady wouldn't give a shit about
Well, yeah,
him.
obviously because he's good, but more so because he's good and he wants to make sure he stays on the roster, so he's gonna have him live with him, so he fucking isn't doing crazy shit.
They really don't need him.
No, I mean,
No, they don't.
Brady was hitting all these random guys.
Yeah,
on
they
Monday
don't
night
need
against the
him.
Giants.
But like, if there's one thing they could use, it's a fucking killer slot receiver.
Yeah.
And AB.
I mean, they do have Godwin, but
Yeah,
who can't stay healthy.
AB in the slot as like a third option is just incredible. And then you have Gronk. Gronk's going to be getting open so often.
He's making me eat my words from a.
Yeah, what is he? Is he still on that touchdown streak, or did he not get
No,
one?
he got one.
3 in a row?
Yep.
Fucked me in fantasy.
Yeah.
I lost by 1.5 points, and that last drive that the Bucs went on when Brady shot the ball over the middle of the field. And Gronk, that play doesn't happen, I win.
Yeah.
And I was going against the combo of Brady and Gronk in 2 leagues and lost. And
That's tough.
And Gronk had done nothing before that touchdown catch too, and then it got deflected. It was a play action pass in the goal line. And
it was only a matter of time. They got too many other options, too many other weapons. Where if these guys are gonna call, I'm sure maybe it was fucking a design strategy of Arians early in the season. He's like, we're not gonna throw to Gronk that much. We're gonna make them think that he's not what he was.
Yeah,
and then
he's
gonna kill you guys because I mean.
That's a total Belichick.
The plays that he's making is looking like good Gronk again.
Also,
like he's going downfield, he's catching balls in the seam where he used to make a living.
Yeah,
OJ Howard going down too has opened things up for him as well.
Sure. I mean, personally, I think he was going to start getting going regardless of his presence. But I mean, sure, it definitely helps not having another tight end around.
So who's your midseason MVP so far?
Brady.
Brady's
my midseason MVP.
Wow. I don't hate that.
What about you, Peter?
I got Russell Wilson.
True. I forgot about
So that's
Wilson,
who I have too. Right now, if you look up the odds, he's minus 175 or something to win the MVP. But I
think it maybe should even be higher than that.
I think Mahomes and Brady are going to make a push for the MVP.
I think Mahomes. It's unlikely Mahomes wins back to. Or no, actually, he didn't win it last year.
Lamar Jackson did.
Yeah,
I guess you just hate Mahomes.
No.
Yeah, you do.
Regardless, that's besides the point. I actually forgot about Wilson when I named my MVP. So my MVP would be Russell Wilson, but I think Brady's going to win MVP. If I had to pick the midseason, it would be Wilson. Brady's closing that gap. I mean, if he's going to be throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns a game, you know.
So what about Coach of the Year? I think you said Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
I'm a big Brian Flores guy. I like what he's doing with that team down in Miami.
That's mine too.
That's yours as well?
Yeah.
This is a team
they have to finish strong for that to be real, but
I mean, it's looking like they're going to probably win at least.
If they win 10
games,
if they win 10, book them Coach of the Year.
That would be solid. The roster still is not that great down there. If they could get the 500.
You know what it is their defense. They may not have a lot of big names, but that defense is actually pretty good.
They went out and got Van Noy in the offseason, and they got that cornerback from Dallas, too, who's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, Flores is a defensive-minded coach, obviously, so that defense is cooking down there, and I mean, their offense, they have some names on the running back core is not bad. I know Gaskin's out. And I know the other guys weren't doing much, but I mean the receivers are solid too. Yeah. With Parker, they have that Preston Williams guy.
Tight ends,
Jasicki, and they have another one. So I mean,
they got a solid team.
I think they might be able to squeak in. And just look, I don't know. Did they already play the Bills this year?
I think they've played once
and lost
to
Buffalo
them.
Beat them. Well, that's going to be a big game next time around because I think the Dolphins will win a few more and make it interesting.
What about Defensive Player of the Year?
I was kind of stumped on who to pick, and I just by default said Aaron Donald because I'm sure he's killing it.
When I checked the odds, he was the him favorite. And actually T.J. Watt.
Yeah, I thought of T.J. Watt.
I think
too.
He's got like 7 sacks already or something like
Watt?
that. Yeah, T.J.
Wow.
So yeah, that was just
Aaron Donald's just a beast.
How many has he won it once or twice now?
I mean,
maybe just once.
Yeah, if not, he's probably top 3 every year. So
who won it last year? Was it Nick Bosa?
Yeah, actually it was. And then I'm pretty sure Von Miller might have won it a couple years ago too.
For some reason I thought that was Andy that was here.
It could be. He texted me about an hour ago saying that he's heading back now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if he gets here mid-episode, he's not allowed down here. It's Peter's chair tonight.
Yep.
What about Rookie of the Year? I think it really comes down to like what quarterback you've been more impressed with.
Yeah. If the Redskins, I'll say if the Redskins had more team success,
Washington football team.
Yeah, true. Chase Young is looking like he's going to be the defensive rookie of the year by far. He's nasty. People are saying that I've read a lot of tweets from insiders that say like Chase Young is the best rookie from this class, including the quarterbacks. You just don't hear about him a lot because he's a defensive end. But, yeah, I have Burrow 1, Herbert 2, Young 3.
Yeah, I had Herbert.
If Herbert was doing better, if the Chargers were doing... Actually, they're both doing pretty shitty, so...
I think that pick and the Tua pick were both really good picks because those are two guys that they were saying, oh, maybe they're going to fall a little bit. Like, I don't know how good these guys are going to be. And
yeah.
I just think if there's a quarterback there when you're in the top 5 and he could be top 5 talent, you have to take him and just take that risk.
Yeah, for sure.
It could change the fucking franchise around. And I think Herbert and Burrow both look really good.
They're solid.
Quarterbacks seem to be getting better coming out of college nowadays, too. Like, you can kind of throw these guys right into the fire.
I was going to say that. I hate the whole red shirt thing. Like, if these guys are just played college football at a top level, and then if they're top 10, top 5 talent, like, let them play.
Yeah, when you say redshirt, you just mean, like, not playing.
Yeah. I mean...
Out of, like, fears you don't want to ruin their ego
or confidence. But, like, look, Burrow, Herbert, they tried to do it to Mayfield, too, and then after 2 or 3 games, they put him in, and he had a good rookie year. So it's been happening a lot recently.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you put them in there and they struggle and you want to take them out, but I think if you take a guy that high, you have to give them the chance.
Maybe it comes down to maybe they evaluate, like, because they're taking, like, personality tests for these teams and stuff. So maybe they think if he's like a little soft-spoken, nervous type guy, they're gonna think he's gonna fold under the pressure of having a relatively decent backup behind him.
So 8 weeks in, mid-season predictions. Who do you guys see in the Super Bowl right now?
Pete,
I know you kind of mentioned Pittsburgh.
My Super Bowl prediction: it's Bucks Chiefs.
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard.
No, but I mean, it's tough.
I think it's hard to pick against that.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's also what I have, by the way.
I have Tampa Bay versus Seattle in the NFC Championship. Tampa Bay advances, and I have KC and Pittsburgh. So I think I'm taking Pittsburgh versus the Bucks in the Super Bowl.
I also have those same exact
4 teams.
Yep, at the very end.
Yeah, I think this is one of those years for Pittsburgh. Big Ben, Swan story. They have arguably the best D in the league.
I obviously don't want the season to go by fast, but I am excited for the playoffs. I think there's a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
And I actually really like that there's only one team from each conference with a bye, because now wild card weekend on Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be 3 games.
Yeah.
And
wow.
It's going to be cool to see what happens with those 7 teams that squeak in, like what those...
If they can do anything, actually.
Because I think last year one of the teams would have been that bad Steelers team from last year that had like Duck Hodges at quarterback. Yeah. But I think that you're going to see decent teams get in that last seed because there's a lot of good football teams.
And not even fast forward to the playoffs, but like fast forward to like weeks 15, 16, 17. Like there's going to be a lot to play for in those games. Some big time shit going on.
Yeah, I think next year is when they bump up to 17 game regular season,
which I've spoken against and I do not like.
I don't like it either. I don't like that.
You'll get to like it with the free football. An extra week. I know you're just you really honor the stats.
I'm a traditionalist, I guess, in this regard. But
so what about top 5 power rankings? We haven't done this in a couple of weeks, Jesse, or like 2 episodes.
All right, I guess I'll go first here. At number 5, I have Green Bay. Number 4, Kansas City. Number 3, Seattle. Number 2, Pittsburgh. At 7-0, Pittsburgh or 8-0, whatever they are, and then Tampa Bay at number 1.
Wow.
All right, I had Baltimore at 5, Seattle at 4, Tampa at 3, Kansas City at 2, and the Steelers at 1. God, you hate the Chiefs. You really do.
No, they haven't impressed me all that much this year.
I got Packers at 5, Bucks at 4, Seahawks at 3, Chiefs at 2, and the Steelers at 1.
Okay, that's the Steelers should be number 1. Actually, the Bucks put out a bad game last week, too, against the Giants.
Yeah,
and I'm still putting them number 1, but it's all right. I see through all that.
Seattle's secondary is what scares me from that team going on, like, winning the Super Bowl.
They're going to have to go out and put up, like, 30 points a game if they want to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, what's, like, a Week 9 matchup you're most looking forward to? I'll go first. Mine is Colts-Ravens tomorrow.
Yeah.
1 o'clock game. Obviously, Bucks Saints.
Basically a pick-em, I guess. But, yeah, I have 2. Well, I guess I'll say 1 for now. I like Chargers-Raiders. I think that's going to be a shootout. Maybe not a shootout. It's going to be close. Come down to the last possession or 2.
Be a good one for the Raiders, too. I think they're 4-3 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Raiders really need it. The Chargers probably feeling like they deserve more wins, so they're going to play hard still.
How many wins do the Chargers have right now?
2, I think.
So they're like 2-5, something like that.
Which is they're a better team than
easily
that.
Could at least have 3 wins right now.
Could have 4 or 5, honestly.
What about you, Peter?
Obviously, I think the best game is the Saints-Bucks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that Chargers-Raiders game could be.
I had another one that I liked. Two young quarterbacks here. I like Arizona versus Miami. Two teams, both in the playoff picture right now. Tua versus Kyler Murray.
All right, so let's transition to some Celtics and NBA talk. Have you heard how there's rumors going around that the Celtics might try and package these picks
and move up?
Yep. So who's this? Do you know the big guy that they're targeting right now?
I saw. He's got a difficult-looking name, but from what I've heard and what I've looked at him, he looks like they're trying to get who killed them in the playoffs. Bam Adebayo. He reminds me of a Bam type big man.
So do you know where he's projected to go?
No clue. I haven't looked at mock drafts or found what he's projected to go. But you got to assume he's supposed to go top 10 if they're trying to trade up.
At least, if not closer to 5.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have to package all those picks.
I mean,
he's a 7-footer.
I don't know if he's at least 6'9" to 7 feet.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'd be nicer if he's taller, but he looks super athletic. Nice. Strong.
It would be so sick if they could draft a big guy
that has an immediate impact.
Yeah, even if not immediate, but like a real.
How about our recent big man draft history? You got like Fab Melo, fucking Vincent Poirier.
He sucks.
I mean, I like Rob Williams, but I mean, even he's been taking a while to develop.
Yeah. I know Yabusele's not really a big guy.
No, I mean he's a forward, so he was garbage too.
There's been some bad.
What was his nickname? The Dancing Bear?
Something like that. And I think he got cut before this past season.
Yabu.
And then now, I know we've been talking about it the last couple of weeks, but Hayward wants out of that contract.
That's it. He wants out officially.
People are saying that his wife doesn't like it in Boston, and that was like a trade-off.
Oh, really?
Was he gets to go back into the bubble.
Yeah.
And miss the birth of their son, but she wants to leave. I might have said that last episode. I don't remember. But yeah, like I said, I want him gone.
You want him gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you said that
best to move on.
You would never do Smart and Hayward for Turner or something like that. You said that last episode.
No.
What if it was Hayward and Turner straight up? Would you do it?
Sure.
Okay.
I would do that just because. Yeah, I would definitely do that.
I think they'd have to make the money work because I think Hayward makes a lot.
I don't want to. I'm not going to paint it like you just did. Like I want him gone because I'll totally take Gordon Hayward back. You know, a healthy Hayward is a guaranteed average of like 15, 5 and 5 over the regular season, and just that extra soothing presence. I know he kind of was fool's gold. He came back and looked decent in like 1 or 2 games in that series, and then he disappeared again. But
I just don't think you're going to get a healthy.
There was
Hayward.
just so many games that I remember where he just put up so many doozies, like
missing layups.
Oh, he has no confidence jumpers around the rim.
No.
Until he gets nervous and he misses layups all the time.
In his head, he's probably like, "What are they going to say if I miss this shot?" Like, I don't know, dude. You're right. If it was Hayward for Turner straight up, absolutely, that helps us big time. Then you can go out and just draft another Hayward type player to replace him.
So do you know when the official? Because the offseason hasn't officially started yet, right?
No,
it's got to be in a couple weeks. The draft is.
It's going to start
this upcoming week, but next week.
Yeah, it's going to start. It starts before the draft, obviously, because there's draft pick trading and stuff.
When you can start doing trades.
Isn't it kind of a weak free agent class? There's not a bunch of guys out there.
There's a lot of there's some names that are like restricted and stuff. You know, like they always list all the free agents. Yeah. Some of them aren't actually available, but there's some decent names out there. I'm still interested in taking a Cousins flyer personally. If we get him on a minimum contract,
unrestricted too.
Sure, yeah, and
that's what I'm saying. Is he unrestricted?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's just he's out there for the taking. You know, sign him if it doesn't work out. Cut him in 2 weeks. Doesn't matter to me. You know who else I saw? Tatum posted a picture. It was either Tatum or Brown, maybe even Smart. Posted a picture of Baines or tweeted at Baines, and someone was entertaining. I would totally take Aaron Baines back. I had no problem with what he did for us. He's tough.
Yeah.
He can
get dunked on all the time.
Whatever. At least he's out there throwing his weight around. Like
it's another solid big body that you can throw out there.
If we had Baines, I would rather Baines be our starting center personally.
Than who?
Than Tice. If we didn't add any other real bigs.
I would feel much more confident this past season if we had Baines.
Right? If you had Baines and Tice.
Or Tice and then Rob Williams.
And then Cantor if you need him. But
back to Turner though, there was rumors going around that he was spotted practicing with Taco Fall and some other dude.
Really?
On the Celtics. Some
no kidding.
bum on the bench.
Right.
So that's kind of weird.
Hey,
I think there's going to be some deal between
I'll
the
take Turner.
Celtics and the Pacers.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
just
been too much talk.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's talking
Yeah.
between them, and I hope this offseason we see Trader Danny, not Hoarder
yeah, I'm
Danny.
ready to see them make
pull
a
the
move.
trigger. You got to pull the trigger. Show
This
these
time, yeah.
the last couple deadlines. I feel like he hasn't fully bought into the team because he hasn't made that move to go get a veteran piece.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, we've been just missing that one piece.
Yeah, go show these guys that you believe that they can go win a championship and go make a win now move.
Yeah.
And I don't mean by any means like some huge deal
Yeah,
to blow it up.
just
Add some pieces
and
to be able to go on a deep playoff run.
Get yourself someone who can score off the bench. Get yourself a big man. Show some faith, like I just said. I love that.
So this
backup point guard too, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
A veteran backup point guard.
I was gonna shit
Put
on
Wanamaker down to he can go down to
Wanamaker.
third string or
He's all
reserve.
right. I mean, I used to shit on the guy a lot. He just sucks, but
He looks like he sucks the way he
his
plays.
best.
Like he's very basic.
I feel like this is a perfect question, seeing though I'm sitting here with the Jason Tatum fan club. Are you? And this isn't like an attack on him or the team, but the way that this league is trending, where guys do not, stand pat with teams. Are you
they don't
nervous?
have loyalties.
Are you nervous
that he might move someday?
That he's a flight risk.
Well, I remember he did have this. Someone asked him about his future in Boston, and he just said something like, "I'm not really thinking about that right now." When he could have just said, "Like, I want to be here forever."
I am worried that Kyrie is in his ear, and this is what he's telling. I bet this is what he's telling him. What do you mean? Come on.
I'm sure you could say he's a flight risk because you think he might leave. Kyrie's not influencing anything in this situation.
If he's going to leave, I don't think he's going to Brooklyn.
No, that's not even what he's saying. He's saying that Kyrie's telling him to go and get the bag or
because
go
apparently
get his own
they
team.
Talk. I'm not saying that he's going to go to the Nets.
Okay.
But I could just totally see Kyrie texting him or talk to him like, "Yo, go test free agency. You deserve
trying
to be
sabotage
showcased.
Boston.
You deserve to go see what's out there." But I think what is actually helps us out a lot is that Tatum was all NBA, so we can offer him the Supermax, so we can offer him more than anybody else can. And I don't. Can they give that to him now, or do they have to wait until next year?
No, you can do it as an extension, like before they're a free agent.
So then, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong then, actually, but I don't know.
I'm just saying the longer it drags on and he doesn't sign an extension,
the more it gets talked about.
What's the holdup? That's all. I'm just throwing. I'm not asking you. I'm just.
No, I know. I agree. I'm thinking like.
I would like to.
Do they have the money to offer the Supermax right now?
Yeah, because I think if you're extending a guy or re-signing, you can go above the cap.
Yeah.
I think that's why the Warriors have been able to keep those guys together,
right?
Because they can go over the tax or whatever the fuck it's called.
Nah, I'd say like 4 out of 10 flight risk. I think he likes what we're doing here. He clearly sees that he's the man now, and we're building around him.
It's his team.
So why would you leave unless you want to go to one of those big markets like an LA
Unless
team
we don't go out and get other people is the only way I see him leaving. Like if we do just hoard, and we don't give him anybody to build around.
Yeah, he gets frustrated
Jaylen
or
Brown.
something.
If he does actually want to leave, that's a sign that there's something wrong, though. Whether it's the coach or the dynamic of the team, and I'm obviously like I'm jumping the conclusion before it's even happened. Because he wouldn't be a free agent till
not this offseason, maybe not even next. The one I don't know.
How long is a rookie contract?
4 years, I think, yeah.
If not 5.
I think it's 4.
Okay, or maybe isn't it 4? Maybe then he's a restricted free agent the 4th year and then 5th year. Because remember when Marcus Smart got offered, he was a restricted free agent.
Yeah.
So I think it's 4 and then 5. You're unrestricted. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, he's going into year 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about these James Harden trade rumors that have come out of nowhere? Do you think that there's anything to that?
Yeah, a little bit, because I'm pretty sure Daryl Morey's the new GM in Philly too.
And Simmons has got to be in the package, and Simmons is gone.
For sure.
I think Harden would be a nice combination.
That would be.
I don't want Harden to come to the East.
No
thanks. We
do
not need another good. Why can't the East be shit like it was fucking 5 years ago?
Right.
No, I do think that team's at risk of being blown up. The Rockets. Someone's going, whether it's Westbrook or Harden, in my opinion.
I think Harden's gone.
And if Harden stays, Westbrook's getting traded for like a wing or a big man, something like that.
Do you think if he goes, it's just in Philly? Like, do you think there's any other chance?
No, I think if he goes somewhere, it's Philly. I've heard, I don't know, for some reason he likes Philly. I think he's friends with Meek Mill too. It's something about Philly. And it's like arguably, besides New York, and I mean, I would argue it's even a bigger market than Boston. So it's probably the second biggest market on the East Coast. Definitely could see him doing that. And that automatically makes it so much tougher for the Celtics and adds them into the Eastern Conference contention.
You had those two
with a legit coach now too.
You would have fucking Sixers are already you know me. If they don't make any moves, they're not a real threat. But Sixers, Raptors, Nets, Bucks,
Heat.
Celtics, Heat,
Pacers
pretty good. Like
all teams who can
tough
compete.
fucking conference right there. And
I
it's
feel
not like the West has gotten worse
No.
in this time. So now you just have better basketball, like
I
better
just feel
players.
like right now, if you looked at all 30 teams in the league,
Yeah.
how many teams are there that are going to be really bad?
I mean,
'Cause
really,
there's so many
not,
good young guys. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
who's going to
not
be
a
the
lot.
worst team?
Not a lot.
the product is getting better. The players are getting better. I mean, on that same note, if you looked at all 30 teams, how many of those teams are good playoff teams? I'm thinking there's 16 or more that are actually deserving of being in the playoffs, you know?
Right.
Because obviously there's 16 playoff teams, but like
And I
16
think that shows
good
that-
teams, like 12 that could possibly make a run at the title.
Right.
I think that shows that
Maybe not 12.
these young guys are coming up and they're playing well. That means that teams are drafting well.
Yeah, like ready to throw people right in at it. That's what I like about the NBA compared to like we were talking about the NFL. Like those guys, they'll draft someone, and if they're good, if they got the balls to do it, they're getting thrown right in there for big minutes. So
Quickly, going into this upcoming season, what's your top 5 NBA players?
top 5 NBA players. I did forget about Giannis. Not that I really. Actually,
he's in the top 5.
He's not in my top 5. So my top 5:
Come on.
LeBron, KD, Kawhi, Steph, Anthony Davis, because he's a NBA champion.
I think Anthony Davis has got to be in your top 5. I bet he's not in Peters now after I said that. I'll go next. My top 5 is, so I got LeBron, Kawhi, KD, Giannis, Anthony Davis.
That's not bad.
Curry, I did a whole top 50, and I think Curry was 33 when I did that.
Joke.
What about you, Pete?
I had LeBron at 1, Giannis at 2, Anthony Davis at 3.
Oh, okay, so you did have him in your top 5.
Davis?
Yeah.
Curry at 4. And I had James Harden at 5, but I want to switch that to Kevin Durant.
Durant, okay, yeah.
I think he's kind of getting forgotten about.
I'd be interested. It's going to
be.
be interesting to see. I mean, they do say Achilles are the toughest ones to come back from, but I feel like he's had so much time off at this point, like almost over a year, I feel like.
Yeah, because you think now it's a late start too,
Right.
for this season. That gives him
Yeah.
an extra 2 months. So he hasn't played since
It's been like
June.
On that same note, though,
June of 2019 is the last
can
time.
you believe
he's
the
played.
dude's 32 already?
Wow.
Like, he's getting, a guy like him will be able to play till he's
Till he's-
36, 37, 38, but like
How old was
So-
Kobe when he tore his Achilles? Got to be older than 32.
30, it could be 32, 33, 34, dude. Like,
Damn.
So,
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because Kobe was in the league at 18.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he
just
really-
saying,
There's
not
no
s-
way he was older than 35.
I'm not saying he's going to come back bad. Like, I think he's going to beat that recovery, whatever. I'm just saying, you get to 32, like, you're getting to the back, you're getting to the final 5 holes of your career right there. Like,
Agreed.
yeah.
All right, so some miscellaneous topics. What do you think about this fight tonight between Thiago Santos and Glover Teixeira? Who you picking?
I'll take Santos because, wait, is this not the Santos that fought Jones?
It is.
Yes. Or no, I'm thinking of Reyes, who almost beat
Yeah,
Jones.
Yeah.
Did Santos give him a good fight,
Yeah,
too?
that was Jones won by split decision. This
Oh,
was
okay,
like,
so he also, man, he's had a tough time in the last few fights of his, Reyes and Santos. Probably Santos, but Glover's coming off a good win. Who did he beat up bad?
fucking destroyed Anthony Smith.
Yeah, I made good money on that. He was a big underdog. I remember he clobbered him. So Glover's this is probably like the last real chance that he could do something in his career. So he's going to be hungry.
He fought Jones for the title back in like
What?
2013,
Yeah,
2014.
I
We were
remember that.
still in high school, so
Yeah.
it's been a long time.
Give me Santos, but look for Glover to put up a good fight.
I'm going to take Teixeira in that.
Okay.
But so now that
like it.
MGM is at Springfield, I would love if they somehow had a UFC event at the Mass Mutual
Oh, that
Center.
would be
That would
sick.
be sick.
Do you even think that ever would happen?
Potentially. All right. Yeah, UFC Springfield.
I'm like, even if it was just some shitty fight night card, you would think that
Hey,
MGM's
if
right there.
MGM's a big name. They probably got deals with Dana. They could do that.
I mean, sure, if
Bring
they,
in some
if
extra
they
money.
probably would never do it again because they'd come here and realize how much of a dump the city is.
Yeah, but like, no, I could see them do it. And then everyone's fucking going to the casino afterwards.
Yeah.
They had a decent boxing fight there over the last half year.
Really?
I don't know nothing about
They
boxing.
got a decent arena in there?
Yeah, they do. I know
Do
they
they?
hold like lower promotion UFC or MMA fights
Yeah.
there. So
I don't know how much how many the attendance is there?
I think it holds a couple thousand, nothing more.
But I mean, if they have events at Mohegan Sun or Foxwoods, like we went,
small venue.
I mean, the Mass Mutual Center's got to hold
Much
just
bigger.
as many.
No, it's bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
That we watched them fight in a small fucking dude. It was tiny.
There was literally the cage, and then there was like
it was like we were in a ballroom. It was not an arena by any stretch of the word.
There was no way that there was more than 5,000 people in there. It could have been way less than that.
I thought you were about to say 500, and I was gonna come close to
it.
It was more probably
500.
like 2,500 people.
So do you think that we're going to see winter high school sports come back?
I just read that Massachusetts okayed hockey and basketball. But they didn't okay wrestling, which makes sense.
Yeah, because then you're rolling around on each other.
I haven't heard about swimming, but...
You're probably rooting for basketball to not happen so you can like protect some of your records, right? Like you have in high school if any of them are still standing.
I would feel bad for those kids. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to lose a year of your season if you really care about the sport like that.
Just these kids going forward. Like, imagine you trying to play your basketball. Like
that's what I'm saying. If this happened
during all this, like that would be
just
terrible.
Imagine how bizarre it has to be in high school right now.
Right now, yeah.
Thank God we got out of all our schooling.
Yeah,
with
just
plenty
of
time.
time.
Yeah,
but
not really with college, though. I mean, you weren't living there, but like for me, it would have been weird if this
less
was
than
going
a year.
down at school.
You think we graduated May 2019?
Yeah,
so it was less than a year.
Yeah,
ugh, horrible. But yeah. What do you think about the Premier League? Who do you think's gonna take the title?
It's a long ways away.
You can pick two if you have a team that you think's gonna win.
That's a tough question. I like City this year. I do. Joe probably, if he listens, he'll like to hear me say that. I don't think Liverpool repeats. They're actually playing this weekend, Liverpool and Man City. Yeah, right now Southampton is on top of the table.
They're in first.
They're in first place for the first time in their club's history. They actually posted a funny tweet. It was a screenshot of the table, and it said "Stop the count" in all caps. Everyone.
I was telling Peter about this. So you know they have this stupid fucking Peacock streaming service.
Not really.
All right, so Peacock is like the NBC streaming service now.
Okay.
So that's why you've seen shows like Friends and The Office get taken off of Netflix because they're going to go to the NBC platform. And that game tomorrow, Liverpool Man City's on Peacock. Like, what a bunch of assholes.
First off, who named it Peacock?
Yeah, horrible name for a streaming service.
And second, is this what streaming's going to become?
Dude,
everyone's going to be making their own, and then you're going to have to buy 4 fucking subscriptions?
Because they're trying to screw people that are trying to become cable cutters. So you have Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus,
Amazon Prime.
What we were just talking about, Peacock. Apple TV or something, HBO Max. There's like fucking 12
most of these shows and some movies, they'll sign contracts where they only can release on that service.
That's ridiculous.
So it's annoying.
It's ridiculous.
Like I pay for Hulu and Netflix right now, and like I'm not paying for more than that.
Netflix is what, like fucking $14 a month now?
And now they only let you have 2 screens on at once, or you have to pay more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you used to be able to have
horse shit.
Yeah. If you were to pay for all those streaming services, it's got to be like $150 a month at least.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
For sure.
Because then I guess if you pay for because then there's no way to get live TV with any of those. Because Hulu Live is $55. I pay for Hulu Live TV. So
you don't do regular cable?
No,
I've heard Hulu Live's fine. All you need.
Yeah, I mean it's like 60 channels. It's all right. It's better than because if you have like Xfinity, they charge you for having a box, and it's just not.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen phone bills in like the 200-300s at my house through DirecTV.
Dude, I don't get. I mean, they really fuck you with like the cable bill. It's just outrageous.
It is.
All right, let's get into our weekly betting segment. Jesse, Peter, either you guys got a parlay for tomorrow?
Did you get a parlay?
I didn't get one.
You didn't get a parlay. All right, I got a parlay.
Usually Andy sits here and doesn't have one either.
Yeah. All right,
just a lazy member of the show.
I threw together Baltimore money line. I mean, they're minus 120 on the money line. They're playing against the Colts. I don't really know what Vegas is seeing there. I feel like Baltimore should win this coming off a loss. So I have Baltimore money line, Atlanta minus 4 against Denver, which is another bet that I like quite a bit. And then I have over of 55 in Seattle versus Buffalo. I mean, neither defense has impressed. Both teams can put up points, air the ball out. I don't see any reason why that can't go over 55. I mean, one of those teams is getting 30 points, no doubt. So that's 25 to win, 145.
I had Ravens money line as well. Washington -2.5 versus the Giants. I think they're going to split that season series with them, and if they're going to win, I think they'll win by at least a field goal.
Yeah.
And then I have just Seattle money line versus the Bills tomorrow. It's 20 pays out 100, so I actually really like that parlay. I probably not given you a successful one yet all season.
Play RJ's parlay, baby.
And then a lock, the Raiders money line versus the Chargers is almost like a fucking pick 'em. I like the Raiders tomorrow. I don't hate the Chargers. I like the Raiders tomorrow.
Maybe that could be like your bet of the week. You're going to call it your lock.
Lock. It's my lock of the week.
My lock is Baltimore money line. Pretty simple. You know. I like the Chargers, man.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Put your money on the Patriots. All of it.
Actually, when we get to our picks against the spread, we're going to have to update that Pats one that I have written down because that was before. Now that Sam Darnold's out, it's even gone further up. It was 8.5 before Darnold went down.
Yeah, should I look now?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue where that paper is. We'll have to find it in a couple of minutes.
Oh, true.
That's on me for not grabbing it beforehand. But, yeah, fantasy sleeper I have for this weekend is Zach Moss versus Seattle from Buffalo. I think he had a good game against the Patriots, and I think he's going to start to get more carries. He's their rookie. Yep. Singletary's not bad, but I think Moss has a lot of potential.
They're saying Singletary might start to downgrade a little bit, so I think it's Moss's turn. I think Henry Ruggs on the Raiders. He's a speedster over there.
Yeah.
He's had one solid week this year. I think this upcoming week he's gonna break off for a couple touchdowns and over 100 yards.
Oh, alrighty, I like that.
Henry Ruggs, if you got him, start him.
My sleeper this week, I don't know if he even classifies as a sleeper, but TJ Hawkinson. No Galladay right now. What did they maybe throw the paper away?
I don't know who fucking touched it.
You guys throw papers away down here today when you were cleaning? We always leave them on the table. They were probably right on this table, right?
Yeah.
I didn't throw papers away. Not saying my mother couldn't have.
Yeah. Well,
fucking asshole, Andy. It's probably Andy. Fucking scumbag.
Let me keep going. My sleeper of the week is Hawkinson now. I want to try
Hawkinson.
Yeah, look around down here. This is ridiculous.
What were they?
What's up?
What were they?
They was just like the picks that have paper that had all of our picks on it.
Last week, though, while we were watching the game, so I'll just check the
All right, sounds good. If not, we can still just roll with it for the picks this week. But yeah, my stardom for this week is I like Chase Edmonds versus the Dolphins tomorrow because Drake is out. Miami doesn't have a good run defense.
Yeah,
and from what I've seen from Edmonds this year, he actually looks solid.
Yeah,
Drake has looked pretty bad, and then Edmonds gets in and he rolls.
I thought Drake was going to be the guy over
I think I said it last episode. I feel like this is just going to be a fucking like a Cardinals running back thing where they get hyped up going into the season for fantasy and everything, and then they just have duds like happened to David Johnson last year.
Yeah, right.
And I think it looks like Drake's he's definitely out tomorrow. Might miss another week.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that might be I think you're not going to see much out of Drake the rest of the way.
Yeah, probably not.
Do you have a stardom, or did you already say it?
Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my sit-em is Jonathan Taylor versus Baltimore. He's banged up. The Colts kind of have like a crowded second running back field. So, yeah, I'm going to go. I'd definitely sit Jonathan Taylor, and I am actually sitting him.
My stardom, Gronk versus the Saints. My sit-em, Zeke versus the Eagles. I don't like any Cowboys players right now. So.
Yeah, Cooper. Sit Cooper.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so no luck finding those papers?
Not our segment's ruined.
No, we can still do it.
How are we going to remember what our records were?
We're going to have to just update it next week. I actually, oh shit, I think I took a picture of it. I
Check,
might have a picture
huge.
on it. Let's see here. All right, so I do have our picks from last week.
Not the records. The records should be at the top, no? Yeah, right there.
Oh, it's so blurry, though.
Let me see.
I think you might be able to read that.
Yeah, you were,
I know I was one game in front of you.
10 and 15, so that means we're 25 games through. So that means, this is last week's picks.
Yeah.
Which we had marked. This is the one I went 4-1, I think.
No, this is last week, I think.
Did I not go 4-1? Did I go 3-2?
Oh shit! This is a couple weeks.
No,
ago.
it's not because I remember I went 4-1. Check.
Yeah, but that says Bucks versus Raiders.
So we don't have last week's picks.
I'll keep looking unless I have it somewhere.
I remember what we were going into last week's picks, so that at least means something. I was 16 and 14. What would just go back to that? Pull that picture up for a second.
All right. fuck is this? This is ridiculous. I really don't know what happened to that paper.
You were 15-10. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're 17 and 13.
I say we just do the picks for this week.
Yeah, we will. We'll figure that out.
We'll try and find the paper and then update it next week.
No, I'm 99% sure these are the records that I remember in my head. You could be 18-12 though.
I was only one game up on you.
All right, then you're 17 and 13.
And also, I can just go back and listen to the last episode if I need to.
Yeah, because we lay it all out.
So for this week, we have the Bucks minus 4.5 versus the Saints.
Bucks minus 4.5
versus
against
New
the
Orleans.
Saints. I'll take the Saints to cover that.
Okay, I'm going to take the Bucks to cover. So what should we just have Peter pick for Andy?
Sure.
All right, so you're going to pick on Andy's behalf this week. That's what he gets for not being here. And you actually probably pick better than him because he sucks.
Taking the Bucks.
Taking the
Bucks minus 4.5.
All right, next up, we got the Patriots. Actually, we got to find that new line now.
Yeah.
I'll find it real quick. But yeah, they're playing the Jets. So let me find that real quick. God, this segment has just turned into complete shit. I really don't. Those papers were down here last Sunday.
They had to have gotten thrown away. They're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I didn't touch this table when we were
so
it away.
The Patriots are now 10-point favorites Monday night against the Jets.
I'm gonna take the Pats to cover.
I'm also gonna take the Patriots.
Yeah, Pats.
Okay.
Next up we have Arizona is minus 4.5 versus the Dolphins.
Dolphins plus 4.5. That's what I'm going with.
I'm gonna take Arizona.
Taking Arizona.
Next up, we have Seattle versus Buffalo. Seattle's minus 3. I'm going to take Seattle to cover.
Seattle.
I'm thinking that this is the week the Bills make a statement. I think they're actually going to win, so I'm going to go with Buffalo. What was the line again?
3.
All right.
And then last, we have Kansas City as 10.5-point favorites versus Carolina.
It's a lot of points. I'll go with Carolina getting 10.5. A lot of plus money picks for me this week.
I'm going to go Carolina too.
I'm going to take Carolina. I think that's a lot of points, and they get McCaffrey back.
Yeah, they're not a terrible team. So
no.
I mean, like, I could easily see them just losing by a touchdown and a field goal, and they cover.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
or I could also see them getting destroyed. But
okay, yeah. So those are our picks for this week. We'll try and update what the record is for next week. I don't know what the hell happened.
This is definitely what it was before last week's pick.
So going into this week, so you're saying that's what it was before last week?
Yeah, before last week.
Yeah, I honestly think I went 3-2, and you went 2-3, and Andy went 1-4, 2-3. But yeah, I'll have to listen back to the episode if we can't find the paper. All right, let's get into our trivia.
All right.
I got the questions right here on my phone.
We got to find the other marker.
Somebody just absolutely fucked with the studio. I don't know who the fuck it was, but...
Oh, you know who it was.
Yeah. Might have been Peter's mother. I mean, if we can't find the marker, you guys are just going to have to share it and pass back and forth, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or Peter can just write down on paper. But yeah, this is going to be classic sports trivia like it was last week. Yeah, whatever. We'll just roll with one. Episode was running so smooth up until that betting segment.
Yeah, losing that piece of paper just shot my mind into a million different places.
It's kind of rattled me, to be honest.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
So, yeah, first time that you're playing somebody other than me or Andy, so stump the Molin. Let's get it. All right.
First, so I'll answer. I'll give you the marker.
First question. What college did Peyton Manning attend? All right, Jesse's locked in. He's passing it over to Peter.
Here, you can keep the marker. I'll put my answers. I'll do something like this and just show you.
Sounds good.
But this is my first marker answer.
Okay. All right, let's see him.
Ooh, close,
so
Pete.
Peter went with Texas. Jesse went with Tennessee. The correct answer was Tennessee.
So if you got one right, just put a check mark at the top of your board. And you can keep that marker.
Okay.
All right.
But definitely don't keep it flat so I can see your answer.
Question 2. Who's the all-time points leader in the NBA playoffs? I'm going to find who fucked with those papers and they're done. If it was Andy, he's not welcome back on the show.
It could be an Andy. He could have known that you guys were cleaning and brought upstairs, or we might have left it up there. He brought upstairs. That's our last hope. All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's see him. Yep, LeBron James is the correct answer. So
I also put LeBron.
2-1. You can erase those when you're done with them, too. All right, let me know when you guys are ready for question 3.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Who's the all-time leader in wins for the MLB? So obviously I'm talking like starting pitcher. I'm not talking like a player out in the field. This isn't an easy one. You guys ready?
It's a trick.
No, I shouldn't have said that. I mean...
I had a few names pop into my mind, but all right.
All right, let's see them. Both are incorrect. The correct answer actually is Cy Young.
That was. I had a feeling it was. I had Nolan Ryan
you guys both had. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. The dude pitched for like 20 plus years,
right?
So this next question is a little Boston sports trivia. So I wanted to throw one of those questions in there.
Sure.
What team were the Patriots playing when Tom Brady tore his ACL? A real dark question. A real dark day in New England sports history.
Was it? No. Oh, it was.
I think I got it. Don't know for sure.
All right, you guys ready? Let's see it. The correct answer was Kansas City.
Damn, that's who I was thinking between, dude. I put Kansas City
Peter
down.
put Buffalo down.
I had my secondary pick would have been Baltimore.
So what? It's a 4-2 lead right now, or 3-1?
3-1, yeah,
okay.
I believe.
Still plenty of time.
Through four.
Yep. All right. Question number 5. What number pick was Joel Embiid in the 2014 draft? I know Jesse's probably gonna know that right away.
Actually, I might not be correct.
You guys
here.
ready?
Yeah, I'm having second thoughts.
Let's see him. No, it actually is number 3.
3.
There you go. You guys both went with number 1.
Oh, I fucking
And you said, come on, mocking the question.
Number 3.
Yep.
Who was number 1?
I believe it was Wiggins and then Jabari Parker.
He fell because of his injury concerns.
All right, so 3-1 right now, going into question 6.
Yeah.
Who won the 2015 World Series? Jesse with a quick answer.
Going with my gut.
All right, let's see him. Both are correct. It was Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
I think that was the year after that the Giants won their third.
Yeah.
The Giants went
There was one
10,
of the
12,
gap
14.
year.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now on to question 7. It's what, 4-2?
Yep.
4-2 you? Okay. Post 2000, so like post the year 2000, there have been 3 running backs that have rushed for over 2,000 yards in a single season. Give me 2 of the 3 that have done it. Rush over 2,000 yards in one season. You guys good?
Yep.
All right, let's see him. So Peter says Adrian Peterson and LaDainian Tomlinson, and Jesse says Adrian Peterson and Chris Johnson. Jesse is correct. The third guy was Johnson. Jamal Lewis in 2003 for the Baltimore Ravens.
LT never did it.
Nope. So looks like going into question 8, Jesse's gonna have to go 0 for 3, and Peter's gonna have to get all 3 to force a bonus question.
Get ready to lose.
CJ2K. That's how I know.
Yep. Other than Kobe's 81 points in 2006, who has the most points scored in a single game since 2000?
Since 2000?
Yep. God, Jesse's just a historian of the game. Doesn't even hesitate. He knows the answers right away.
I think I know the answer.
You guys good?
Yep.
All right, let's see. Ooh, I actually was looking for the guy that did it.
Oh, my bad. Well, wasn't it Booker that did that?
Who are you gonna say?
Huh?
I think he meant Booker.
Were you
We'll
thinking
give
I
it
did
Booker?
put 71, but
He had 70, but I know you were thinking of Booker, so
Were you
I
thinking
think
of
we
Booker?
award it to him.
I knew it was somebody recent. Yeah. So
It doesn't seem like you actually knew the answer. I'm like, Jesse's
knew
like
it was-
trying to give it to you, and you're just
nah,
not.
to be honest, I thought somebody maybe back in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna do it, but we'll still do the last two.
Jesse.
Who's the last pitcher to win an MVP award?
Last pitcher.
To win an MVP award. All right, you guys good?
I don't know if this is true.
All right, let's see him. It's the correct answer was Clayton Kershaw. Jesse got it right. Peter
Clemens.
said Roger Clemens. And actually, before Kershaw, it was Verlander did it.
Yeah,
I think
I was
2011 or something like that. So yeah, the first Stump the Molin segment with someone from outside the show. Not exactly going well.
Not really.
You're still probably doing better than what Andy would have done. though.
Yeah, I would say.
Andy,
He's not.
if you look at his track record for trivia and the picks against the spread, you'd question his knowledge of sports just in general. All right, question 10. In Super Bowl 50, Broncos versus Panthers,
Birth of Panthers.
who was the MVP of that game?
Oh, I think I know
All right, let's see it. Yep, Von Miller. There you guys go. Damn, how many have you gotten right, Jesse? 8?
I went 8.
8 out of 10?
What was the other one I got wrong? I got the Embiid one wrong, and then I got question 3 wrong. Unless question 3 was Embiid.
No, that's the right.
What was question 3?
The Cy Young one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to do the bonus question for
Sure.
the hell of it. Whose ear did Mike Tyson bite?
I know it.
God, Peter just utterly embarrassing himself
Oh,
in this
stop.
trivia. Might
Yeah.
never get invited back onto the show.
Deservingly so.
No, he's putting up a good fight.
Yeah, it was like 2-8. Nice of you to be nice to him, though.
Yeah,
I think it's because Peter was enjoying some of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth's legal weed before the show, so maybe that affected his answers.
All right, you don't know
I
Peter.
don't know it.
Evander Holyfield.
Yeah,
Who is it?
Evander Holyfield.
that would be correct. All right, so that's pretty much it for trivia. Peter, I'll give you 2 minutes if you want to yell about the election.
If I want to yell about it,
Because my plan to come in here is like, I would love if Jesse and Peter started arguing about, but Jesse is getting up and walking away, so I think that's a
No,
signal.
I'm just moving this over here. Hey, I don't talk politics.
no, we're
Nobody here
no
knows
bad,
who I
no bad
support.
blood, no bad blood.
So you guys don't want to take the bait and go for it. I understand
There's
that.
nothing to argue about.
Okay.
There's no argument.
All right. So, Peter, thanks for filling in for
Yeah.
Andy. That slacker.
Andy, you're done. That's it.
Yep.
Taking your starting position.
Yep. Kicking Andy to the curb.
Yep.
I'm fine with it. I think he's got a foot
The
out the
JDP show.
I think he's got a foot out the door anyways. Never sharing any of the episodes.
Miscellaneous, we got a big day for football tomorrow. Andy's we play football, we get a lot of the guys together before Sunday football every time. And Andy's got a large mouth lately. He hasn't lost once on the gridiron. We probably played close to 10 games by now, including all the little ones. He claims he hasn't even lost a little 2-on-2, so
Yeah, it's time.
So I think tomorrow's his day. But little tease for next episode. Do we have Masters to talk about next episode? Is the Masters next weekend?
yeah, I think it might start this Thursday coming up.
All right, so yeah, that's something to look forward to for the
Yeah,
next
I'm
episode.
excited.
Should be
Well,
good.
Quick pick.
Right now, I'm going to pick Justin Thomas.
Yeah, since I'm having a brain fart, I'll pick Justin Thomas as my favorite.
I know some other guys some people think that DeChambeau is going to kill that course, but I don't think so.
He's not repeating.
And then John Rahm is another name.
Yep, John Rahm.
Around.
Justin Johnson's never won a Masters. He might get his feet wet. Look out for my sleeper, Xander Schauffele.
I mean, I feel like we could just be doing this next episode, and now we're just.
Are we gonna have the episode out before the Masters starts?
Sure, I would like to transition to midweek next episode.
Well, we'll
but
talk.
I don't even know if it is next weekend. But all right, that's gonna do it for us. We will talk to you next week.
Peace.
Thank you for listening.